everyone, welcome to channel Knowledge Hub. Please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're gonna start discussing about the SBI PO. We are discuss about SBI PO exam, which is your in Knowledge Hub, and this is your class first of this particular topic and this particular subject. This is the SBI PO and Associate Probationary Officers examination. You have how you have to crack the SBI PO exam, State Bank of India, and Associate and Probationary Officer. So basically, this will take you to the rewarding career in the largest banking system of India, which is SBI and Associate. Here we will be discussing many of the things related to it, where the special focus on this is the descriptive test, and this is strictly according to the current test pattern, and a special focus on general awareness. Plenty of questions will be solving in this, and where this will be cover all the sections of SBI and Associate PO exam. That is your data analysis, interpretation, test of reasoning, test of English language, computer knowledge, marketing aptitude, and general awareness. As well as will provide you self-evaluation test as well, and according to the syllabus and the exam pattern strictly that we will discuss here. So before starting with the same, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go ahead with a like, share and subscribe, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and even though you can also enjoy the video as well. So in the same way, first of all, we'll discuss about the sections that we'll be going to discuss here. So here we'll be first discussing where some of the questions papers related to it, so that you will be know how the question paper been arrived and how you have to solve accordingly. And after that we will be surely discussing about the part 1, which is of course the test of data analysis and interpretation, where we'll discuss about your data sufficiency and the problems of permutations, combinations, and probability table. So I just write it down so that you can copy it down all, and you will get to know about this. So let's get started here. So first we will discuss about part 1. We will be discussing here, which is your part 1, which we'll discussed here, is your test of data analysis, and interpretation. In this we'll discuss about the data sufficiency, and discuss problems of permutation, this is all the thing that we will discuss, that is the detail about it. Combination and probability, problems of permutations, combination and probability, we'll discuss data table, pie charts, we'll discuss bar graph, line graphs, Mixed graph case study. In part 2, we will discuss about the test of reasoning ability. For the part 2. Test of test of reasoning ability. In test of reasoning ability, we will discuss the first category. We will discuss about the verbal reasoning. In that the category we will discuss alphabet test, series test, mathematical operations, analogy, syllogism, then classification, coding, decoding, blood relation, number, numbers, ranking and time sequence tests, cause and effect analytical reasoning, direction sense test, input output, direction sense test, sitting arrangement, decision making, statement and assumption, statement and assumption, statement and arguments, course of action, passage and conclusion test, assertions and reason. Now we'll discuss the third part that we have as follows, which is your in test of reasonability ability as well. We'll discuss the second part, which is the first part, which is verbal reasoning. This is non-verbal reasoning. Which is the series test and odd figures. And that is your odd figures. The third part will discuss about the test of English language. So in test of English language, we'll be discussing spotting error, and that is your spotting errors, phrase substitution, ordering of sequence or jumbled up sentences, ordering of sequences or jumbled up sentences, close test passage, choosing the appropriate word, double blanks in a sentences, choosing the appropriate filler, synonym and antonyms, spelling check comprehension, Next we move on with the next one, which is your, of course, the part 4 that we have. So the part 4 we will be discussing here, and the part 4 is computer knowledge. to knowledge, the part 5 we have is your marketing aptitude. Part 6 is your descriptive test. It consists descriptive question, comprehension, precise writing, letter writing, and essay. Now part 6 is your general awareness. Part 7, that is your general awareness. And in part 7 we'll discuss the self-evaluation test. Now coming towards the description about the examination SBI PO, where the applications that are eligible from the Indian citizens for the appointment as probationary officers in State Bank of India, and the candidates are eligible to be posted anywhere in India. And for this, the vacancies that we have for SC is your 225 seats, and for ST 112 seats, OBC 405 seats, as well as your general is 758, and so total is your 1500. And vacancy which is for PWD VH22, OH22, and total is your 44. So vacancies of for OH and the VH category, the candidate are reserved horizontally, and vacancies including reserved vacancies are provisional and may vary according to the requirement of the bank. Now we'll discuss about the eligibility criteria. So as after 2013, so the eligibility criteria, of course, that we discussed here, which has been in terms of eligibility criteria here. The first we'll discuss about the essential academic qualification. In essential academic qualification, the graduation in any discipline from a recognized university or any equivalent qualification that recognized as such as your central government. And the next eligibility criteria is your age. Here after 2013, not below 21 years and not above 30 years, as on the rule has been in change, and the candidate must have been born not earlier than 1983, not later than 1982, so both days were inclusive here. And the relaxation in the upper age limit to the reserved category candidate. That upper age is relaxable by 3 years in the case of OBC candidate and 5 years in the case of SC/ST candidate, and ex-servicemen including the emergency commissioned officers, and that's not by the commissioned officer as well, and who have been rendering at the 5 years continuous military services and have released or compilation or assigned, including those were assigned due to the completed with 1 year. Otherwise, then by way of the dismissal, that the discharge be taken, and then domicile at the Kashmir division at the state of Jammu and Kashmir between 1st January 1980 and 31st December 1989. 10 years of VH and OH general, 13 years of VH and OH OBC, and 15 years of VH and OH SC and ST candidates. Now you have to note that the cumulative age relaxation will not be available either under the above items or in the combination with any other items here. Now coming towards the selection procedure. So in terms of selection procedure, the phase 1, we have the written examination of 250 marks, that is consisting of objective type and descriptive type. So objective type we have 200 marks and 50 is your descriptive marks. So the first category will be going for here phase 1 is, which is your objective type test, and second category is your descriptive test. Descriptive test paper of only those candidates will be evaluated who have qualifying the marks of the objective test as stated in the one. The second thing, the phase 2, this is for the group discussion interview. Group discussion is 20 marks and interview is been of 30 marks, and so group discussion and interview. The third one is your final selection. So in objective test here, the objective test within 2 hours duration, that will be 2 sections of 50 marks each that we have, where the test of English language, grammar, vocabulary and comprehension, and test of general awareness, which is marketing and computers, and test of data analysis and interpretation, test of reasoning high level. The candidate are required to qualify the objective test by securing passing each of the tests, and that will be decided by the bank of the basis of the performance and competitive candidate that taken together in each test to be a minimum required level category. In descriptive test here, this descriptive test will be of 1 hour duration, and that will be English language comprehension, short precise letter writing and AC, and the candidate required to qualify the descriptive test by securing the passing marks to be decision taken by the bank. And the descriptive test paper only for those candidates will be evaluated who have qualified the objective test here. So the phase 2 is your group discussions and interview. Group discussion is of 20 marks and interview is of 30 marks. The aggregate marks of the candidate qualifying in both the objective and descriptive test that will arrange in descending order and in each category, and the candidate in the order subject to 3 times the number of the vacancy in each category, and will be called as a group D, and group discussion and interview, and the qualifying the marks in the group discussion and interview will be decided by the bank. The final selection here in the same, the candidate will have to qualify both the phase 1 and the phase 2 separately marked secure, and the candidate the rated test out of 250 marks maximum converted out of 75 and secured in the group discussion and interview out of 50 marks converted to out of the final merit list is arrived at every aggregate converted marks of the written test and the discussion and interview. Out of 100 for each category, the selection will be made from the merit rank candidate in each category. And here, results of the candidate who have qualified for the phase 2 and thereafter the list of the candidate finally selected will be able to back website. Final select list will be published employment due Rozgar Samachar, that is. In career path, this is the another way, and the third point, that is your the career path. So in terms of career path, the probationary officer will be on probations of 2 years during where they have given it to the training and towards end of their probation training period, and they will be subjected to the secretary process and then screen process. And while those officers who achieve the predetermined standards may be confirmed to give it a placement in the next higher grade, and officer middle management that grade scale 2 other qualified to the test but failed to achieve the standard set of the placement in the middle management grade 2, and that will be confirmed as officer junior management skill grade 1, and the services of those officers that will be fail to qualify the process of that will be determined. Bank provides immense opportunity to growth in the bank, including the opportunity for the posture and abroad. Attractive promotion policy of the bank provide, and that is the grade is the reasonable in the quick time. Now coming towards the application fees and the internship charge, that is of course non-refundable, and that has been depending upon the yearly increase and decrease. Mostly it will be increase of course, and the number of chances, the general categories you have 4, total PW is 7, OBC 7, BC PW 7, and the ST PW ST and ST PW no restrictions. General categories, candidates that who have appeared for the 4 occasions in the requirement examinations of PU and SBI that are not eligible to apply. And in respect of general PW, OBC PW candidate that they have chance of contact possibility from the examination. And how you have to apply the guidelines for fitting the application. The candidates will be required to register themselves online first through bank website www.statebankofindia, statebankofindia.com, and www.sbi.co.in, after which the candidate are required to pay the requisite application through one of the following mode. Offline mode system will generate a cash voucher, this challan form pre-printed with the candidate detail which will be required for the presented 20th state of the branch and India branch counter, and the requisite fee and one of the requisite through the computer generated challan form and registration of the online registration application to be completed. Online mode, that the payment can be made using the debit card, credit card and internet banking. Prerequisite for applying online, the candidate should have a valid email ID which should be kept active till the declaration of the result. It will be help him or her in getting call letter, interview, advices, etc. by the mail. This is the all process that we'll discuss here, and this is all the summary that I had told you, which we'll discuss in the next coming class. So in the next coming class we'll discuss the probationary officer examination paper. First, some of the papers, and then we'll start discussing about the topic. First, you have to know how the paper has been asked here. So let's get out here for me. So thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on the comment box. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.